Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us again. This is episode number 3 of our new podcast, Putting the Horse First. This is a short, less than 10 minutes of myself, Isabeau, and my co-host, Callie. We are finishing up our conversation with Hannah Cooper, who lives in New Jersey. Hannah is telling us about her experiences putting the horse first in rescuing horses in the past 15 or so years. So please enjoy the end of our conversation. And at the end of our talk, there's some follow-up information of how you can get in touch with us if you'd like to.
For Hannah, with you own a rescue? You have a rescue?
I pulled my own horse from the kill pen 15 or so years ago and as a yearling and trained him. And then I started doing that with other people's horses, people who have already pulled rescues I use rescue lightly because they're not coming from a rescue. They're just coming from an auction or a worse situation. And they need figuring out. And so I would help them with them, or sometimes I would pull them myself.
You're the epitome of someone who puts the horse first by doing this for horses that need a better situation. That's awesome.
And it's like last year I finally pulled the trigger and ended up selling one of the ones that I really, really, really like. I think I liked him more than he liked me, but I ended up selling him. He's got a great home she's a 12-year-old girl who is, doing some shows with him and spoils him rotten. And it took me, I think I got him in 2016 and I just could not figure him out. I could not figure him out for the life of me. And I was like, you know what, like this relationship, this partnership is just not working, and it's a different person. And I need to focus on, my main horse. And so it was hard, but it was a really beneficial decision because then my other horses he mostly was getting the shaft actually because I would focus on all the other horses. I think side note, but I think a lot of people who are in my shoes or people who work with rescues or even just train horses, it's hard to balance out all the horses, and it's easy to kind of drown in having too many horses. You're saving too many horses, and then there's not enough attention for all of them.
Yep.
So that's that hard decision of, okay, when is enough? But then also for him, he's finding that right owner who he meshes well with and who will make sure to put him first too.
Hannah, refresh my memory. So I'm trying to remember the name of the auction in New Jersey.
The auction where I got all of mine from, it used to be called Camelot.
Yes.
It was in Cranberry, New Jersey.
Yes.
And then they switched ownership. One of the people who actually went there regularly as a dealer and would buy horses and flip them, they bought the auction after the owner had passed, and they changed the name to Cranberry Sale Stables.
Yeah.
And they operated very similarly for a while, which is when I got the ones that I had. But now they're trying to up their clientele. The prices are a lot higher. It is an auction that I think it's called Helping Hearts Equine in Millstone, New Jersey. They were kind of the front runners that would go and take pictures of all the horses, write down all the descriptions, and post them online. And this was before the Facebook page. Then eventually switched over to the Facebook page, and now the CHW network is what it was called. They don't post anymore. You just have to go directly to the Cranberry Sales Stables page. And I don't think they even post the prices. I think you have to call and ask. So
gotcha. Yes. Well, the prices of all the horses have gone up since COVID, which really, really shocked me.
Yes.
I think there is a new person that they're letting into the big auction in Pennsylvania for.
Oh, Penny Parker. Is
Yes.
that who you're thinking of? Yeah.
Just like with the last few weeks. They let her in. I'm not sure why, but she's been posting her horses there.
Yeah, she's been for a couple of years now. I think she's been a good contact, even if someone wants to surrender a horse or if someone's looking for a horse, or she would go. I remember seeing her at Cranberry. She would go and bid for people too.
I watched a little bit on Facebook, and I got into it a little bit watching. And like you said, my heartstrings were pulled,
Yes.
and I said, "Okay, this is not what you need to be doing right now."
Yes.
So
It's
I had to have
dangerous.
my logical side take over my emotional side.
That's good. It's dangerous. I had to tell myself I had to unfollow pages on Facebook. I was like, I'm not allowed to go to those pages because in 2016 I bought 2 horses. horses, which is like,
It's easy to do.
Yes.
Well, Hannah, thank you so much for being our first guest.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you, Hannah.
Yeah.
Great to talk.
Fun.
I'm glad those videos that I made way too long ago for both of us.
I still have them. Some of them I think are on Facebook actually. They'll pop up in my memories.
Oh my goodness.
With Sean.
With Sean.
Sean daughter is riding now, right? Did I say
Yes. She's riding him now. She's the only one. I rode him a little bit in the fall when I was pregnant because he's super safe and I would just take him on a walk because he felt neglected. But she's riding him now. He's like semi-retired. He is 27 now.
Oh!
It's like crazy to me that he's that old, but yeah.
Hannah was blessed with the amazing wonder pony that all teenage girls want and need.
Yeah.
And how is he like? Is he 14 hands?
He is like 14 too. He's right on the border.
Right on the mark. This adorable little was perfect, and he did everything. He was so good. He would get upset sometimes. He would throw little hissy fits, but nothing ever, like just stomping, like nothing ever crazy. He was so safe. He put up. I remember 2 weeks after I got him, I went to a Daniel Stewart clinic, and he just kept going and going and going and going. He never quit. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. He's such a good boy, but he's also a good example of I wanted to learn to jump and he hated it. He hated jumping so much. He's like, I do dressage only. Don't make me do this. So he and Eli are opposites. Well, that's good. Good at that young of an age, you could hear his feedback. You weren't just so jump crazy, but you're like, this horse does not seem to like this.
Yeah. And it takes some deciphering, I think, because like earlier, is the horse refusing because of saddle fit, because of health, or because they just really don't like it?
Yeah.
There's multiple reasons why. But then when a horse likes something, there's no denying it. Yeah. Like Eli does not refuse unless the jump is like a big monster that's going to eat him. Otherwise he will always, no matter what, even if I set him up terribly, he will still do it. And then I fall off.
All right. Well, next time there's those clinics are running, I'll send you one of the information on the how to fall off the horse clinic.
Yes, that would be helpful. Yeah. Don't want to fall off anymore. I'm trying
to fall off safely. How to fall off safely.
Yes. How to impact the ground.
That's the key word.
Yes. That might be good for my mom too, actually.
Yes.
Her horse isn't too massive, but that's a concern of hers for sure. Cause she couldn't ride it all last summer because we did a hunter pace in May and my horse spooked, but I didn't fall off, but because my horse spooked, her horse spooked and she fell off. And she did something to her hip, though she couldn't ride all summer.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
I may have to shoot her a message. Maybe we should have your mom on our podcast too.
That would be good. Yeah. I had her on mine at one point. So.
All right. Yeah. Well, we will let you go. And I think Kelly has stuff to do too. But thank you so much for meeting us.
It was yes.
Thank you, Hannah.
This was a blast. Thank you.
Great. Let's do it again. Let's do it again sometime.
Hey, anytime.
All right, ladies.
Hey, thanks.
Hello, everybody. I'm just popping in here at the end to say thank you very much for joining us for part 2 of our conversation. I'm Isabeau Salas, and Callie Klein and I were chatting with Hannah Cooper, who lives and works in New Jersey. And this is episode 3 of our new podcast, Putting the Horse First. If you have any feedback about our podcast, you want to ask us any questions, if you want to come on our podcast and tell us your horse stories or tell us about how you put the horse first, if you'd love to hear anything about the training program, Kelly and I were in an online classical dressage training program in 2022. Shoot us an email, puttingthehorse that's number 1, ST, @gmail.com. Thanks for listening.